It does like that sometimes. Okay, awesome. So good evening, everybody. And welcome to Creative Ideation. I shall be your lovely host, Shuku Adeze Victoria. Okay, let's be serious more. Okay, so um one of the reasons why I put this class hi. Yeah, I can see your messages. One of the reasons why I put this class together is because in our world, in this part of the world, right? We teach a lot of things. We teach a lot of, actually I call it surface stuff, right? So for instance, if you want to teach design, they'll teach you how to use Photoshop, right? But they'll probably won't teach you the principles of design and how to properly implement the principles of design. If they want to teach you product design, they'll probably teach you how to use Figma. They will teach you how to use Framer or Webflow, right? But they will neglect to teach you the psychology of human beings that influences how they interact with products. Do you get? So all the surface level stuff is being taught, but the sweet spots, the meat in the middle is completely neglected. So which is one of which is sorry, which is one of the reasons which is one of the reasons why um I'm hosting this class for 3 Wednesdays, right? I'm going to pour into you. That sounds weird. I'm going to share what I know. Let me say no things. I hope nobody's below 18 here, because please, there's some parts of what I want to share that is legit science. It's not me that said it. I promise you. I'm not crazy like that. It's science. I promise, right? But it's there, right? It's there. Anyway, so hold on, let me quickly, this is the download. We'll use Canva like that then. It's not my photo. I saw it, I tested it, it worked, and I continued. Oh, okay. So I'm going to share my screen on both places. So just give me a second to do that. And please confirm in the comments whether I can see my screen. Sharing on Telegram as well. I hope they don't clash. I don't know how that works. Please, on Telegram, please confirm you can see my screen. Thanks in Jesus. Ah, yeah, plenty. Oh, hey. Who be that? Can't share your screen. Hey, Jesus. Please, can you? Oh, you can see it. You should tell me now. Can you see it? Really? Oh, that's bad. They said something went wrong. Please, I beg in the name of God, Google Meet. People will pay me back my money. How about now? This is messed up. All right, so okay, so it's working now. I can see my own screen. Can't you see it? Okay, hey. Awesome. Okay, so on Telegram they can see. Awesome. All right, so let's get into it. What I'm downloading, I don't finish downloading, so I'm just going to use Canva. And pray to God that works. All right. I'm so sorry. I don't like that at all. Let's just do it this way. Okay. So first of all, great job for taking the initiative to register for this thing. I want to just speak through it because I don't really like this part. Who am I? My name is Adeze. All right. If I teach you what is nice, nice. If I don't teach you what is nice, say for me. Okay. So let's talk about creative ideation. Starting with, what does creative ideation mean? Put the raise hand. What does creative ideation mean? Ideation to some people is like you've been able to just conjure ideas. I know that after I did Naira Live, somebody I got feedback from somebody that they don't think I design, they think I conjure designs, but that's not how it works, right? Creativity is a skill that you can develop, and so is ideation. It's something that you can develop, which is why we are having this conversation. Is almost like when you're cooking, right? Anybody can cook. That's the truth. Because cooking in the scientific English is when you put ingredients inside pot, you put it on top of stove and you roll it around and it boil and it done. Anybody can do that. Anybody and their dog can do it, right? What makes you stand out as a cook, as a cookist, cookery, is when you are able to measure the salt and measure the maggi and you roll it around and you do like odun, right? And you measure the pepper and you put the fish and you put the meat and you roll it around again and you test it and you put the pepper and you put the tomato and you put the onion and you roll it around again and you test it and it's sweet. That's what makes you stand out. Because anybody can be a designer, but not anybody can be a great creative designer. Okay, so let's get into it. There's this company, their name, I follow them on IG. You guys can research them. Their name is IDEO. They kind of talk about ideation in a different way. So they say it's the process of generating a broad set of ideas on a given topic. Emphasis on broad set of ideas, right? We get into all of that with no attempt to judge or evaluate them. Now, I don't completely agree with them because they are functioning on only one side of it, which is like the playful side. I will explain, what all of these things means to you when I say default mode network, and then there's the other one which has more control. I will explain. So they are of the opinion that ideation or creativity happens when you generate a broad set of ideas and you don't judge what you have done. That means you don't look at it you don't critique it too much, right? Which is fine and good. It may work in the US, I don't know. But in this Anyika that we are, in this environment that we are, it cannot work. All right. But I like the general idea of it. All right. Capiche. All right. So the secret of ideation for me is not in the first ideas that you have. And we can even we can do a practical right now, right? On what that, sorry, let me just arrange my stuff. You can do a practical right now on what that might look like from an ideation perspective. So if, for instance, you are supposed to design a flyer on flying bicycles, do you get there's the literal meaning. There's the literal meaning of what flying bicycles is. There's the abstract meaning. Okay? And then there's the metaphorical meaning. This is not right again. Okay. All right. So there's a metaphorical meaning. So usually, you can categorize all kinds of designs, or especially when it comes to the visuals, under these three. That's the truth. There may be more in this word. I don't know. I'm teaching you what I know. There's the literal one. Let's say you want to do a flying bike. You have a bike that's literally flying, and maybe you have somebody sitting down on the bike and flying with it. It's literal, right? And then there's the abstract part of it, which can come in various ways. I cannot begin to say it now. I literally have to show you visuals. And then there's the metaphorical one where you say, okay, what does flying bicycle mean and how does that relate to human, experience? And then maybe you now put somebody dreaming or something. And I think I saw a design like that where they were talking about, I don't know what they're talking about, but it was somebody was laying on the bed and then they used the white outline to draw what they call the scuba equipment around him, as well as fish and bubbles, just to make it look like an ocean. But you could clearly see that it was somebody sleeping on the bed. So that combination of those two far away ideas became something creative. I think he won an award. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember again. It has been a while. But yeah, these are the three things. But under these three, you can literally come up with various ideas. You can come up with like 10 each for the three categories, right? Because the first one might not fly. In fact, don't even stop at the first one, even if the first one is the most fantastic idea you have ever seen in your life. Don't ever stop at the first one. Create like up to 10, 15 if you can. Sketch. See my book that I use for sketching here. Rubbish from A to Z is nonsense that is here. But I'm able to just like when I say rubbish, I sketch. You see this thing? You see this sketch? It makes perfect sense. Like it makes sense to me because this is my blueprint for moonshot. So you can see me like doing like different type of things on it, right? And then I'm defining what momentum means and how it relates to movement and kinetic energy, down to motion, down to perspective, down to incline and decline, that kind of thing. When you come to like moonshot to real life, you see. Let's move on. But yeah, that's what I think one of the processes when it comes to ideation is, right? So now all this English that we are speaking, why does it matter? Who cares? Right? Why do we need to ideate? Why does it need to be creative? Let me pause here and say all ideas do not need to be creative. All right? All ideas do not need to be creative. Let's just digest that one, put it in your chest. Okay? All ideas don't need to be creative because it depends on the target audience. There are some people that you're speaking to, especially the older generation or the younger kids, where abstract ideation will not work. Metaphorical will not work. It has to be literal. If you are speaking to, let's say you're working in a bank and you're creating an ad for the unbanked, you cannot be using metaphor for them. It has to be literal. In fact, it has to be so simple that the most illiterate person will see it and immediately understand. Okay? My thing has finally downloaded. Okay. So it has to be literal. Then for people that are maybe educated, that are young, you can do metaphorical, right? Now, for people that are young and rich, okay, around the ages of 25 to about 45, you can do abstract because they would understand. Do you get? So when you're working on with any of these categories, you need to know like who you're talking to. So at the end of the day, why does it matter? Kilokaye, why are we here? What are we doing? Right? If it doesn't matter to you, you should not have registered to this course, registered for this 3 weeks, right? You shouldn't be here because for some people, mediocre is okay. What we are here to do is to dissect what creativity means, even up to the scientific perspective, down to how our brain functions when we are being creative and how we can create systems that helps us to continue to churn out creative stuff. One of the things that was very, very important to me when I first started, not when I first started, like when I was like 5 years in, was I know that there are some, that I don't know whether anybody else can relate, but there are sometimes that the creativity thing will just hit you and you will just be producing ideas anyhow. You'll be producing ideas on some days. While some days, no matter how hard you try, you can never produce ideas. You can never produce something that's concrete. Your brain just feels very, very heavy, right? And that's because you have not understood how you work as a human being or how you work as a person, how your client works, how the project works, or how to build a system around what is considered creative. All right. So let's get into why it matters. First of all, originality. This is a cliche word. Everybody says it. You probably hear this from Mama Jami in the street, right? But in a world where there is a lot of mock-ups, a lot of AI stuff, a lot of Canva, a lot of templates, a lot of Pinterest samples, like the one I shared the other day for Moonshot, that everybody was like, oh, I actually have this thing in my mood board self. I did not know that this is how they used to use it. Or somebody that said he has used something like that. There's someone that even did that, tagged me on Twitter that this is an example of what he has done to with it. So the thing inspiration full, boards and ideas full everywhere, or motivation have been an inspiration full everywhere, right? But one of the things that, man, this is very, very important. I beg, if you have not heard anything today, please hear this one. Okay, and because that this is how you begin to, this is how you generate whatever you need to generate from within. Okay, now one of the things that makes a designer a fantastic designer is the superpower of originality. Originality does not mean that whatever idea you come up with has to the seed has to come from you. Sometimes the seed can be external, but because you understand how experiences work, you are able to make it, convert it to to an original idea that, oh, okay, we never see this type before, right? And it comes from you as a body of experiences. If you watch my YouTube videos, you will see me, I've already talked about something like this. And what I said that day was, if you go online and you tweet something or you post a video and you say, African mothers, you will see 5,774,374 people that will come up and say, hey, my mother used to do it too. Abi, is there anybody here that that after is African that the mother has not called from another room to come and pick a remote from the table that's close to her? Abi, it's only me that has that unique experience. That they will call you from another room, you will come and pick remote in the other room. So that's a body of experience that you have and you share with other people. Still on the topic of African mothers, is there anybody here that their mother, let's say you were young, a visitor came around, gave you money, and your mother did not keep it, spend it, and then when they ask for it, they'll tell you, oh, all the food you have been eating, or they finish flogging you better cane, they now buy clothes for you and say, hey, come and take, as a way of telling you sorry, or they come and eat as a way of begging, that kind of thing. So instead of telling you sorry. So all of us are a body of experience. You're American. Trust. I'm coming back for you. Okay. So, so we are a body of experiences. Sure, you get whatever you have experienced in this part of the world, other people have experiences too. But it's not. This is where cultural sensitivity comes in, and that's another big topic that designers need to learn about. Cultural sensitivity. What that means for me in this context is that when you as a Nigerian, right, you understand that when you go to certain places and you see them tie a tree with red clothes, let's say you want to pee in the bush. For some reason, I don't know what you're looking for inside bush. Oh, I don't know what to carry you go there. But somehow you are inside bush and you want to wee, and you see a tree that is tied with red clothes. As a Nigerian, you know that if you codicibe, that something, even if you are the most strongest religious person, you already know in your heart of hearts that I need to go somewhere else, right? Now, if somebody from another part of the world, let's say Asia, America, whatever, they come and they're in the same position, they might not react the same way that you will react because they're like, na cloth. Oh, look at this beautiful red cloth. Wow. The people come out and even tie their hair safe, right? And that's because you as a Nigerian have a special body of experiences. You as a woman, as a man, you have never experienced period pain before. You've not experienced endometriosis. Mogerit. Endometriosis. You have not experienced that before. You have not experienced period pain. You've not experienced PCOS. In it or in it. You've not experienced any of those things. So when you as a woman talk about it, other women might say, hey, me too. Those are the things that make you a body of experiences. You as a designer, you have a relatable experience with other designers. You as a man, I don't know what it is like to wake up one day and have deep voice. I don't know what it is like to wake up one day and have one strand of hair coming out from my chin. Well, anyway, I don't know what it means. I don't know have that experience before. I don't have that experience, right? But you as a man, you are able to relate, right? You are able to relate to all the heavy responsibilities that comes with being a man. You get. So that's why I said we are a body of experiences, and those experiences are where we draw life from. They are where we draw water. That it's like a well that you draw water from. Okay, which is why I want to encourage you as designers. Please don't stay too much. Even me, I'm taking this advice. At the come out now, me that I just go out before. Please go and gather experiences. Gather life experiences. Gather life experiences going partying. Gather life experiences being on a boat. Gather life experiences going to an art gallery. Gather life experiences. If I say make una go jump from up now, like bungee jumping or something like that. The people can say for me that I'm reversing the prayer that their mother prayed for them. Anyway, let me stay in my lane. But one of the things that I've read that is very, very important to a client generally is the fact that you create something that is beautiful. It's beautiful, it's functional, but it's also unforgettable. Let's move on. See after the sweat. Hey! Anyway, so another thing that matters when it comes to creative ideation is how you solve a problem. It's not only you solving a problem, but more of how you solve that problem. So all the English I wrote, design is beyond just decoration. Design is beautiful, right? You can design something to be beautiful, but one of the most important, in fact, two of the most important functions of design is that it is functional in that it communicates. Okay, it is functional in that it draws feedback. If you are a student of mass communication here, you would understand that mass communication generally does not is end to end, right? Like is a two-way thing. So if I communicate to you, I expect some form of feedback, whether verbal or non-verbal. Do you get? So when we design is a form of communication. Is a form of communication. So your design is supposed to fulfill the function of communicating and receiving feedback. Now, that feedback, it can come to you and it might not come to you. What does that mean? It means that it could reshape how somebody thinks about something. That's why I said that you are a shaper of thoughts. You shape how people think of something. There's something that you see and you read about it and be like, oh, I didn't know. That time when they were doing NSAS, they were creating flyers about somebody created like a banner that had like all the salaries of the ministers in Nigeria or whatever like that, something like that. But so it was easier for people to be able to conceptualize what we are fighting for. So people were, doing all sorts of banners and flyers. They were communicating all sorts of information. You are shaping people's thoughts. Okay. Another thing that you're doing in terms of communication and functionality is that you're shaping people's perception. For instance, if there's a brand that you hated before, they can rebrand, come back and use design and turn you around. This is not brainwashing. Okay, maybe it's a form of brainwashing, I don't know. You can shape people's actions, right? An example is something as simple as road signs. So let's say zebra crossing, for instance, it was designed, right? And it's designed to shape people's actions. When you get there, you already know what to do. Where in other parts of the world, in this time in Nigeria, they will ask you whether you're a zebra, that you want to use zebra crossing. But in place where they have sense, we have sense in Nigeria. I'm just saying, like, you get what I mean. But in other like Sena climes, right? It shapes how people behave. You shape people's emotions. Have you ever seen let's say a design about, let's say somebody that needs a kidney or something, or maybe a child that is suffering or whatever, and you just feel bad? Or they're talking about any social injustice or something like that, and they use design to kind of visualize it and you just feel bad. You're a shaper of experiences as well. The designs that you create help to shape experiences for people. Okay, that one of the good examples that I can use that I'm a part of is Moonshot. Design is a very core part of the experience that people have at Moonshot every single year. All right. Another reason why it matters: standing out. You as a designer will stand out if you're creative, and the brands that you work for and you produce these ideas for will also stand out in their own industry. Case in point, Moonshots. Case in point, Moonshot. Tell me that we don't stand out. Tell me that we don't stand out, Lasson. Let me change it for you. Don't shout at me. Okay. So yeah, you as a designer will stand out, right? And then the people that you work for will stand out. You can read all this English when I give you this stuff. And you can read all these ones too, please. Let's move on. Okay, so another important part. This might seem very trivial because I know that some people are waiting for the again. Tell me how to be creative. But I promise you, all of these things they tie neatly into what you need. I promise you, it ties neatly into it. So some of the myths that keep us stuck. The first one is that you are either creative or you are not. That's ridiculous. The time that there was a debate on Twitter, like, oh, can you teach creativity? And someone like, no, creativity is inside of where? Your kidney. Meaning, if they remove one kidney from your body now, you will stop being creative. Do you understand? Creativity is not something that you are born with, right? What you are usually born with is the art of play. Am I speaking? What you are born with is the art of play. What the ability or the urge to always want to play. And one of the consequences of you having the freedom to play is that you discover stuff. And when you discover stuff and you mix all kinds of stuff together, you are termed as creative. Escalable. So anyway, creativity is a skill that can be taught. Your brain is flexible. Your brain, go and learn about neurons, the neurons in your brain. They are working 24/7, always connecting to each other based on the new ideas and the new things that you feed your brain. So your brain is flexible. You can rewire your brain. I brainwash myself daily. That's another topic for another day. You know what? She get. All right. Myth number 2, we are not changing the number. Anyway, myth number 2, good ideas come from inspiration, meaning that you always have to wait for external stuff in order to, get creative. But that's not how that works, right? You can combine external stuff with internal stuff. But the thing is that if you are only waiting for external stuff, that means you are waiting for other designers to eat and vomit. Then you will now eat that one too. And now, do you get it? It sounds weird, but do you get what I mean? So good ideas do not only come from inspiration, especially external ones. And lastly, I hope that's lastly, thank you. More ideas mean better ideas. That's why I said earlier that when you want to sketch or put your ideas together, don't stop at one. Do more. Just put it together. I will explain all of those later, but just put it together. Then later you can now refine it and find the one that is the strongest one and use it. All right. So you can read, all this English later. Now let's get into let me pause here and ask if you have questions. Which person say I don't stand out? Iman, let me write your name down so that I can look for you in public. If we meet in this life, it's on site. You will drag my wig, I will drag your shirts. All right, so anybody got a question? Let me check Telegram quickly. Telegram people, you can still hear me, right? Please let me know in the chat. Can you still hear me? Okay, all right. Okay, so if there are no questions, please tell us more about brainwashing. Maybe I can tell you now. I don't need to go elsewhere because this is 7:31 and we still have a bit of time. Although we are going to do classwork, and I hope you guys are ready. That's why I say you should bring your pen and paper. I sent you an email. I said bring your pen and paper. Yeah. So you are joking, Emmanuel. I say it's on site. I've taken note of your name. He's on anywhere I meet you, boss. Anyway. So so when I say I brainwash myself daily, right? I don't know, just show of hands. Has anybody here ever had a time when you had self-doubt? Like maybe you were trying to create something and there's like this voice in your head that is like, nah, I don't think you can get it. I don't think you can. I brainwash myself to believe I can get it. That's one, right? There are some things that people, like when I first started using Moonshot as an example again, when I first joined Big Cabal, one of the first projects that was given to me was moonshot. They just handed it over to me. And I was even talking to the head of design recently, and I was telling him that you try, but you know, try. So he just handed it over to me like, bah, collect, go and figure it out. Right. And when it came, it was raw. It was like they just started it. There was no there was no guide. There was no past something that you can look at and say, oh, look at what we have done before. And this is the guide out. So you literally have to give birth to the ideas fresh. And I've never done that before. And I mean, I've done other designs, but I've never really like branded a full conference before. I might have to brainwash myself. I say this small thing will they run every day. We go run now. We go run now. This small thing, na small fry with this, na small fish, chop am. I say, see if you chop this thing, may get weight. Chop and use and add to your. Do you get? So part of after brainwashing myself, I started to because it's easy for you to brainwash yourself. That's the difference between some people and the fake it till I make it kind of people, right? When like all the fake it till I make it kind of people, for some of them, they fake it and then they put the work behind it, right? I dey fake am, but I go use the work follow am. I go use the research follow am. I go use asking questions, networking follow am, communication follow am. Do you get? But then for some people, it's just fake it. They have no plans to work towards making it. And that's the difference between one and the other. So for me, this is a very big challenge. But as I know they chop bottle, na small remain. Because this thing, I go run am, I go do am. And then when you do one, you get bolder and braver to do another one. Once you do the second one, you get bolder and braver to do another one. I cannot tell you how many conferences that are now because I know they post them. I cannot tell you how many conferences are branded already. So anyway, so somebody says you need more explanation, more ideas means better ideas. So this is what I mean, right? This is what I mean. Let me just quickly go to my sketching something. So this is what I mean. I don't know whether I should do that exercise now or so. I want to sell. I have painkillers here because my headache they always worry me. I have painkillers here. I want to sell this painkiller, right? And I've come to you. What's that your name again? Let me see. I like to be calling people's names. Oshodi. Oshodi, Oshodi, Oshodi. Sorry, that was unhinged. I'm sorry. Let me focus. So Oshodi, I want to sell painkillers, right? You know that painkillers they give us this is somebody's face by the way, and this is their brain. I don't know. But you know that painkillers they give us waiting headache, and the essence of having a painkiller is to reduce the headache, right? Now we want to create, let's say, posters, banners, social media, whatever, for this painkiller. What that means for you is that from a literal perspective, from an abstract perspective, and from a metaphorical perspective, what ideas can you come up with? From a literal perspective, you can say, man holding his head, hey, and squeezing his face, my head is aching me, and then you drink this thing. Shebi, from a literal perspective, from an abstract perspective, what can we do from an abstract perspective? From an abstract perspective, okay, from a literal perspective, you can do maybe somebody holding his head. You can do the pills, like the product itself, right? I don't know what we can do from an abstract perspective. I'll have to do my research. But from a metaphorical perspective, right, you can show what pain is. There's this. I don't know that I can show it to you on my. Can I find it? Oh, if you know what I'm using this thing to do, anyway. Maybe when I tell the story of Moonshot 1075, I will reveal it. So but that, yeah, that's the general idea, Sha. So what other things can you do on it from a literal perspective? Just write it down, right? Put them there, maybe like up to 10. What can you do again from an abstract perspective, and what can you do from a metaphorical perspective? That there are probably more structures that you can use for idea generation, but this is the one that I use. Sure, you get. This one I use: literal, abstract, metaphorical. That's what I do anyway. So that's what I mean. So you generate plenty ideas under literal, generate plenty ideas under abstract, generate plenty ideas under metaphorical, right? But then there's now a system. I'll explain what I mean when we get to the scientific part, where you now filter through these things using certain metrics to see, okay, which one is the strongest idea inside all these 20 ideas that I've written down. Okay, I hope that's clear. Please leave my tabs alone. I beg in the name of God. Good design comes from good inspiration. Is a good design comes from good inspiration. That's not true. How do you unlearn stuff? By forgetting that what you hold is the truth. And this applies to everything you know in this life. Listen, this applies to everything you know in this life. When it comes to unlearning and relearning, it applies to everything you know. Something as simple as how you bait. You can go on YouTube now and search how to bait, and you see a new dimension, like somebody in maybe Asia somewhere is baiting a different way that you never considered. You can be as small as that. Where can I get the book? Which book? Okay, so a lot of these questions are not related to what we've talked about. How do we combine ideas together? This how do you combine ideas is a next week conversation, right? Is a next week conversation. So next week is going to be more practical than this week. We are literally going to be doing the work, right? We are not bringing ideas to come and do, like right here, raw from the beginning all the way to the end. We go run on. God, there's a lot of questions. I might need to just keep that for now. Let us quickly wrap up, and then we can spend 2 million years if you want talking about it. Let's talk about the science of creativity. All right, so let's start with one thing. And again, if you have not heard anything from me today, this is the most important one. Let go of fear. Damn you. Let go of fear. This is one of the biggest killers of creativity. You are scared of what your boss will say. You are scared of what other designers will say when you post it. You are too mindful of how they will comment. You are designing with them in mind that, oh, when you post it, you want to receive, yes, sir, well done, sir, you try, sir. You are fearful of being shamed. Shame is another thing that you need to let go of. Shame. You need to let go of you need to let go of the fear of failure. That what if this design I'm doing for this campaign does not work? It may not work, and that's okay. Okay? The pendulum can, what do they call them? It can swing anyway. You can fail or you can pass. You can, what do they call them? Fly or fall. You can fly or you can fall. Anything can happen. So you need to let go of the fear of, what if this does not work? Let me bust your eye. Sorry, that was wrong. I will not bust your eye. But I don't like it. Even in myself, they bust my own eye steady. Do you get? There are so many things that fear limits you on. This is not just apart from design, away from the world of design. You are scared to talk to somebody. You are scared to connect to somebody. You are something I did recently anyway. Well, let's go of fear, okay? Once you find yourself feeling like fearful, right? Try to take a deep breath and just almost like imagine the thing coming out of you like pee. Just take a deep breath and imagine the fear out of your body. Like, just tell yourself it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just want to do great work and go. I was telling them immediately at my place of work, I just want to do good work and go to bed. I want to sleep. I just want to do fantastic work and go to bed. It has nothing to do with other designers. It has nothing to do with the client self. Because if using moonshot as an example, if you go by what the original idea was, it might have worked, but I felt like, you know what? Anyway, let's go off here, not the word. So now let's talk about the way the brain makes connections. So the first thing that we need to understand, and this is where I was getting to all this, I've been talking all this while, is brain networks. The cooperation between imagination and control. Right now, there are two sides of your, there are many sides of your brain, many regions in your brain. Your brain is a fantastic organ, the most fantastic organ in the entire body. Right now, inside your brain, there's the default mode network, DMN. This one is for play, is for daydreaming. Like if you're the kind of person to sit down and be imagining all kinds of situations, that is where those imaginations come from. Right? Those imaginations are not just, when you imagine something, it's not just born out of you. If I say you should imagine a man on a horse, you can picture it as a man sitting on a horse. Instead of that's probably the first thing you would think of. Instead of a man lying down on a horse, or a man, I don't know, doing skipping rope, I don't know. That's the first thing that you imagine, is a man sitting on a horse. And that's because from your life experiences, which comes from the books you read, the kind of things you watch, the people you listen to, your own personal experiences, what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you smell, what you feel. Because if I tell you, imagine what the cloud feels like. Let's even do like small experiment. Imagine what does the cloud feel like? What is it that you have ever experienced in terms of either tactile or not texture, that you can say, the cloud feels like this thing? It's a question. Like foam, cotton candy, excellent answer. Puff puff, who is that? Foam, okay. Cotton wool, fantastic. Who said puff puff? Yeah, snow, yes. Vapor, smoke. Those are the things that it feels like. So now, when you want to be creative, let's say you want to transfer that idea into design, you can use the cloud to represent something, or use vapor to represent the cloud. I hope it's clicking. But yeah, the default mode network is one that supports your free associative thoughts, your daydreaming, your imaginations. Right now, executive control network is the serious guy. Is the serious guy in your friend group, the one that's the only thing we know na book. You don't like to read book. Okay, this one has to do with memory. It has to do with focus and evaluation. So when you go to the supermarket and you want to choose between Chivita and Mona Lisa, I don't know what Mona Lisa be. You want to choose between the two of them. This is the part of your brain that engages, where you want to select, when you want to make a selection. Because now you're not imagining anything, you're not playing. You need to make conscious decision, maybe based on price, based on color, based on design, based on benefits. So this is the part of your brain that engages. Then there's now the salience network of your brain that jumps between these two places. It helps you to be able to switch between these two places. And that salience network is where you want to engage the most. Because you don't want to just only sleep in fantasy. You also want to be able to control all the options. So what that means is that when you have written all those your 20, like your 2 million ideas, what you call number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, all the way to number 30, right? You've engaged the DMN. Now your executive control network now tells you, okay, now we have like 35 ideas. let's now focus and look through it and select which ones are the best 5 or the best 2 to design and send to the client based on client requirements, based on target audience, based on platform, based on business goals, based on marketing goals, and so on and so forth. It can be anything. So the salience network helps you to jump between the two of them, and that is where creativity comes in. Your ability to like imagine wild imaginations, and then your ability to now come back home and now select from that imagination. Okay? So you can read all this English. I forgot to add references. There are some places that I got this information from. So I'll probably still need to edit this document and add references and pictures. You need pictures, you don't need this. But yeah, that's that on the brain something. Okay? Now let's talk about neurochemistry. You cannot and it brings me, when I was researching this thing and I was putting it together, I started to ask myself, why is it that we don't do more of things like this in this part of the world? Why do we not check how our brain works? Because the way your brain will work as a Nigerian, right, is different from how other people in other parts of the world work. So if we understand how our brain works, even as a collective and even as an individual, we are able to create systems that around ourselves that function well. An example is politics. It's very clear that what the current anyway. It's more than. All right. So neurochemistry, under neurochemistry, we have dopamine, reward, and creative drive. This is what I was talking about. Please. So creativity is shaped by neuromodulators, right? And one of them is dopamine. Another one is serotonin. Another one is neurophin or spring or something like that. There are about 4 or 5 of them, right? The neuromodulators, but one of them is dopamine. And what dopamine is, it kind of influences your mood. It influences how idea flows. Now, if you remember, I asked you before that there are sometimes that you just feel ideas flow into you, right? You just feel like, oh, I'm very creative on some days, and on some days I am not creative. They are suggesting, is a suggestion. They are suggesting that on those days where you feel the most creative, you are operating on a higher level of dopamine than normal. Right? That means that somebody has probably praised you. Fantastic design, good work. And you feel this surge of, let me get it. Right? Or you've eaten well, or you've slept well, or you've done something that makes you like really, really happy. And now you have 2 million ideas coursing through your blood and you need to get them out. Okay? So now there's a caveat here, there's a but here. This science is a little bit complex. So this is not me saying that you should go and do things to hype your dopamine, because dopamine helps to inspire you. It helps to stimulate your mood so that you are able to get up and go. But it's not advisable that you depend so much on it that you begin to, like, that's why some people, when they smoke, like when they smoke igbo, idea they fool their head. Now you know why. Okay, so practical implications of dopamine. I've mentioned earlier about reward and small wins. Small wins could be, oh, I don't chop well today, I chop the food where I like. Small wins could be that, oh, somebody said they love my design. Small wins could be that somebody sent me a gift because they love what I've done with one shot or something like that. So positive feedback can be part of the things that drive it. So if you're a manager here and you manage people, you maybe close to when you have like a big project, you may want to use one of these things to psych up your team. I don't know. Right? Then mood, motivation, and the right level of arousal can help as well. Right? It's not me that said it. My hand is not there. I did not say it. They say this in the science place. I don't carry and come here. Am I being? But that's what they say. When your body is hot, it can raise your dopamine levels, and then you feel create. Now there they go see people. Now there when I go creative, rubbish. Anyway, so there's association. Okay, and this is where I go to. This is where we are going to do small classwork. All right. So creativity is some to some level is the art of being able to associate different things that comes from your experience. I've been saying this thing time and time again. You are a body of experiences. Learn to tap into your experience as a human being to create stuff. Our brain likes to make connections, right? I was reading was this Daniel? Is it Daniel or David Ogilvy? Kinikon advertising. It was years ago I read that book. I didn't even finish it. I only read like chapter 1. But one of the things that he said is that when you think about the word witty, WITTY, once again WI, like being funny, right? One of the things that make a good comedian is the comedian's ability to connect with you based on experience. If you have never been on a train before, if a comedian makes a joke about a train, you will never get it. It won't be funny to you. She gets. So they are able to connect it. That's one. Now you are able to they connect, they make that connection, and then they leave you something to discover. Go and read that book. Is it scientific? I don't think it's scientific advertising. I don't think it's scientific advertising. But yeah, they leave you some, oh Jesus, okay. They leave you something to discover. Okay, they leave you a little bit of something to discover. So that's one of the things that make like work to be very, very, I don't know how to explain it to you without I wish I had like more visuals in this thing. Let's see. Okay, let's go to my creative arts thing. Let me see what I can find anything there. Sorry. It's loading. Anyway, while it's loading, let's be talking go. Okay, so all right. So now let's even use this first one as an example. When you see something like this, right, without reading the copy, what's the first thing like right there in your lizard brain? And please, lizard brain is not an insult in case you're wondering. No, there's literally a part of your brain that's called the lizard brain. So right there, like your first instinct is the lizard brain. So right there in your lizard brain, what's the first thing that occurred to you? Immediately you saw it. Pain. I did that for Ibrahim. Akorede Ibrahim. Torn ACL. We know we have really intelligent people in Bibayo. So pain, torn ACL, you get. And then when you now have the receipt wrapped, you can see there's a receipt, right? Wrapped around it. What does that suggest to you? Say no show. This one when you see you're associated with pain, right? Let me go to Telegram because you Google people, these Google people it has become nobody on Telegram is saying anything. Problem. 40 bets. Billings will choke. Exactly. You get it. Billings. That guy will say 40 bets. Anyway, I have a long list of people that we need to meet on site. Anyway, so that's the idea, what it costs. Yes. So now you've seen injury and you've seen cost in the same distance. So they've not told you blatantly. They just allowed you to make that deduction by yourself. And that's one of the things that makes work like really, really creative. That makes you feel like That's David Ogilvy, I've been a Ogilvy book, right? That's what he said. That's the thing that makes comedy sweet, when you are able to leave the audience hanging a little bit, and they're able to like cross the bridge. Like you lead them to that bridge, and they're able to cross the bridge successfully. It falls flat when they're not able to cross. They're able to get that idea in their lizard brain. Do you get? So this is one of the samples of what that might look like, right? So association is a is something that all your audience do, whether they are learned or not, whether they are young or old. She get. And remote associate test RAT is one of the ways that you can measure how you associate stuff. If you've watched Young Sheldon, there was a part of that series where a psychiatrist showed him and his sister the same image, and they said, what can you see? Right? So what can your audience see, and what can they deduce from it? So let's quickly do an exercise in the next like 10 minutes. So this exercise is, you're going to pick two items and you're going to force them to connect. Don't overthink it. Okay? We want it to come like really easy for you. So whatever comes easy for you, can begin to practice later how to make it like deeper. So pick two completely unrelated items. It could be a football and somebody's head. It could be a pot of soup and pizza. It could be a boot and banana. So now pick two unrelated items and force them to relate in three ways. Let's go. So this is 7:58. This class is supposed to end by 8:30. So in the next, let's say about 8:10, we should be done with this. Ngwa, 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 ngwa. Give me So you just say, let's say banana and leg. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Force them to relate. Ngwa, ngwa, let's go. Finish it. Don't just write it. Bone and bicycle, yes. Finish it. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Shawarma and Hollandia. If he relates, if you can get it to relate, no problem. Should I show you an example? Let me use the next 1 minute to show you an example. Please look at your screen. Let me show you an example. So let's say I said banana and leg before, Abi. So they said banana. I'm not going to write the full thing. Leg. So banana plus leg. Number 1, right? Use our leg to wear shoe in it. So we can say banana boots. Like a boot that has banana color, banana. I think I did a painting like that recently. Then number 2, banana skin. You know what this means? That means I'm going to do a leg, and the leg is going to be made of banana. Right? It's going to be literal banana. This edge of this thing is probably going to be like the toes. So you can imagine it. It's going to be the toes. So you get. Then number 3. What else can I do? Banana and leg, banana and leg, banana and leg. Okay, we can do leg that is sliced open and there's banana in the middle. So you can do banana slices, banana leg slices. So you can do, like, all those leg now where they cut that year. All of us, they cut leg, they cut all kinds of things. So something like this. And it's a full leg. It's not like this one that is banana skin. No. It's a full normal leg. Then when you cut it in the middle, it's banana there's inside. Oh yeah, that's an example. We have 9 minutes to go. Ngwa, ngwa, ngwa. Please, Miss Oma, Yeah, that's not what I ask you for. I did not say you should give me copy, delivery at your comfort. I did not ask you for that. I said, how can these two ideas, and I've given you an example now, how can these two ideas relate? How can you combine them together? Okay. So we have clothes and bicycle, riding bicycle with a torn shirt. Okay. Shorts hanging from the bicycle. Okay. Like I said, don't overthink it. Trousers riding. I like that. I like that. So you see, out of those three ideas, now you have one that's like, trousers riding a bicycle. Nobody there. Now just the trouser they ride the bicycle. Do you get? Fantastic. I like it. A boxing glove and a saving box to illustrate breaking the bank. Okay. A brain outside the box to think outside the guy. That's not Oche. That's not what I asked you for. No. Pick pick two items, right? Those two items you have to force them to marry in three ways. Those two items, you need to force them to marry in three ways. Bread and phone, okay? Instead of butter in between the bread, to be my phone. I love that. My phone being a whole loaf of bread, the idea is that I don't have my phone. I literally won't eat. Okay. That means all those contours is going to be like the skin of the phone and all of that. I can get with that. And then maybe it's going to be like normal agege bread. And then you can put all those, your, what they call them now? USB ports. I be way. Your airphone port and everything. I like that. A bread with phone icons. I love it. Well done. Power bank and Tinubu. The power bank is old and almost dead. Maybe okay. So what now happened? Do you want to put the cap, Tinubu cap on it? Do you get? They need to marry somehow. Jagaban power, pay per minute, old and not leaving your phone. That's not what I asked you for. I didn't ask you for copies. Laptop and can. I'm coming to Telegram. Oh, laptop and candle, the lights. Okay, candle wax and laptop. Okay, maybe the laptop burning as melting like a candle. You can use the candle that the laptop is fired up. We can use the candle. I can't understand that. We can also make the candle in the laptop. That doesn't work. That does not work. There's no association there. Fish and pen, okay. A smart fish writing, holding a pen like that. A pen that looks like a fish. The ball point is the head. Yes. You meant the third one. You not give me the remaining one. All the Emmanuel in this place, they are misbehaving today. All the manual here. Now go need that outside. This is a class. You gotta need that outside. Coconut and head. Coconut helmet on the head. Yes. A head split open. Yes. I don't give you idea. Capsule and music logo. I didn't ask for logo. I said two objects. Oche, Oche, Oche. Come back home. All right, let me just go to Telegram. A head and a book opening. I'm not reading anybody that did not finish theirs. Glass and tree, okay? A plant growing inside a glass cup of water, okay? A tree covered with glass, yes. Tree made of glass. All right, that works. That works. Please, when you write your items, complete it. Rat, beans, and phone. I said two. Lion and book. Lion skin, book divider, okay? Football, keyboard. No, that's not what I asked you for. Chair and water, okay? Water seat, the chair that sinks in. Oh, I like that. I like that. Grace, I like that. Fish swimming in the chair. Yeah. Man sinking in the water, thinking it's a chair. Okay. It might work in some cases. Bread and drugs. Medicine bread, I like. Bread slices with drugs. I can't picture it. Bread in medicine pack. I like that. Table and rice. Table with grainy rice texture, nice. Table with top part as shape of rice. You know, rice is like a tiny little thing, right? Table rice, like table water. Sunday, I'm not sure what you're referring to. One eye is entering the computer screen. You didn't put the items, like the subject, the objects. Apple and human eyes, okay? Eyes in form of apple, I like. Beaten apple. Okay, so there's no association with the eyes anymore. Mouse and water bottle. Busting the bubbles in the water bottle. Busting the bubbles in the water bottle. using a mouse, I guess. Mouse controlling rings in the water to play the ring and fish game. Ring and fish game. I think I know that game. Mouse scroll wheel to cork and uncork the water bottle. I, I don't know. Book and fan. Book as the blade. I like that. Book as fan control. Brush and charger. We have 3 minutes to go. This is mostly for you, it's not for me. But I hope that you are already getting like what I'm talking about. What we are doing now is what they call the association game. All right, and you can do this anyhow. You can literally be walking in the streets and look at a boulder, a rock on the floor, and say, this rock and this girl with the waka, or somebody pass with granite. This rock and this granite with the waka. How can I combine those two ideas together? All right. So on your own, please play the association game. All right, by yourself, just play the association game. It helps to stimulate how your brain thinks. Let me see more in this Google something. Flask and watch, drinking water numbers. Oh, I like. Oh, I like that. Watch, drinking, watch. Watch drinking coffee. Flask because of work and watch. Okay, in my work, flask with ticking clock on top. I like that as well. Fork and matches, okay? A fork with the tongues as matches. I like a fork that is lit at the end. I like matchsticks rolling noodles. Where's the fork? Matchsticks rolling noodles. Oh, okay. You are creative, oh, Steven. I like. Car and oranges. Car with orange wheels. Yes. Car headlights with, oh, I like it. Orange to form the shape of a car. You got it. This Google Meet people are coming up back. Mouse and water bottle. This mouse and water bottle again. Tripod with flashlight. You didn't do the full thing. A fan and a pillow. The pillow has, let me see what is the time. We have 1 minute left. A pillow that has inbuilt fan inside. I like that. A pillow that's in the shape of fan blades. Okay. A fan, the material used to make it is soft as a pillow. I like that one too. I like that a lot. Let's do like maybe 2 more from Telegram and then close it out. A cell phone and a pen. The phone is as a notepad, the phone as a notepad, and the pen writing on it. That's literal because it already exists, right? A phone that looks drained and the pen is charging port. A phone around a pen like a wrap. Why? Okay, so we're not going to overthink it. And fish with wheels. I like that. Fish with wheels. Yeah. Car with fins. Caught by a fishing hook. Oh, okay, so it's 8:10. Let's draw it to a close. Well done. Oh my gosh. Well done. That's amazing. I love a lot of the ideas. And do you see how sharp some of those ideas were? Right. So you continue to practice and you continue to associate one stuff with the other stuff, and your brain begins to do it on its own. Do you get, like I said, your brain is a muscle that you can train to become creative, right? This is your starting point. So on your own, you can just play the association game. Say, okay, I'm going to take I just, even in your room, just look around. Okay, what are the 2 items that I can take and just mesh together? And then them being together is going to make some sort of meaning. Then you can add copy to it. I like this. Let's have this class again. All right. So that's for association, right? Now let's talk about 2 cognitive modes. 2 cognitive modes that you can use when you're creating, just like we have, it's almost the same thing as default mode and the other one, right? Is it, sorry, I've forgotten the name. No. Executive control and default mode network, the both of them is almost the same. It's literally the same thing, right? But then you can instead of talking about all that science, you can like shrink it down into these two. So divergent thinking is where you gather a lot of possibilities. The other one is you just daydreaming, right? And then the other one is you passing judgment on what you have dreamed about, which is why I said I don't agree with that thing that that guy said at the beginning of this stuff, that, oh, you don't judge it. You have to judge it, or else design will not happen. Like design in terms of communication will not happen. You have to judge it. All right. So divergent thinking is you generating a lot of ideas from your daydream, from research, from books that you've read, from ideas that you pick from random places, from stories that you've heard, the things in your head and the things outside your head. You just gather all of them wild, even if it sounds crazy, even if it sounds completely unhinged, no idea is a bad idea, which is why I say you should let go of fear. Because sometimes, even in like sessions, classes, conversations, you people refuse to ask questions. You refuse to engage with whatever is happening because of your fear. Okay? So when those ideas are absurd and they are crazy, sometimes you fear how absurd they are because you fear shame. So you avoid them. And the more absurd ideas you avoid, the more you train your brain to stop thinking about them. And that might be the place where the best ideas are. Have people seen all these Japanese and Thailand ads? Anybody? That because there's time I used to watch it like crazy. All these Japanese and Thailand ads. Ooh, there's not a single one of them that makes sense. Like makes sense in terms of sanity. But they catch your attention. Okay. So just gather all the wild ideas together, write them down. That's divergent thinking, right? Convergent thinking is when you have gathered all these raw materials. You just like ewedu. Who used to pick ewedu here? Or vegetable. You pick all the vegetable and then you begin to sort them out. The one that is vegetable, the one that is weed. You begin to sort them out. Okay. So convergent thinking is where you select, refine, and implement. Okay. Now another way you can think about it is, let's say we are talking about any of the ideas you've come up with, to be honest, right? You can decide to leave divergent thinking and just focus on convergent. That one self follow work. It means that you just focus on two things or one thing that works. So if you copy says a night of praise, let's keep it clean. It's a night of praise, right? You can use convergent thinking and begin to create all sorts. You can say, oh, this is where you do mind mapping. I'm going to teach you all of those things. And say, oh, praise means that there's music. It means that there's piano, there's guitar, there's bass guitar, and all of that. Okay. Praise also means that there's dancing, there's jumping, there's praising. Okay. It means that there's song, there's shouting, there's whispering, there's crying. Okay. It means that there is preaching, there's word, there's Bible. Okay. It means that there's pastor, there's singer. That's from a humans that are present. It means that there's keyboardist and prayer warriors and audience and pastor and choristers. Okay. It means that there's worship, there's adoration, there's all of those. Okay. It means that there's Jesus, there's Holy Spirit, there's God, right? So now your mind mapping now is taking you to like many places. That is divergent. We are thinking about many things at once. All right. But then convergent says that all those it's like a funnel. Convergent says that you should come all the way down to just that, like little, like the tight corners, right? And say, okay, night, put night. Praise. Somebody raise hand, closing eyes, say hallelujah inside the flyer. Finish. Night and somebody singing. Night and instruments. Chikena. Do you get? That's what each of these things suggests, right? That on their own. There's also when you can combine those two together and say, okay, I'm going to gather all these rough ideas. Then I'm going to use convergent thinking to select and refine what I've found. Look for the best ones and bring them out. Okay. Then now comes like another scientific part of it, which is incubation and insight. This is where you work in sprints, right? Once again, you think about it like think about it like going to the gym. When you go to the gym, do you work out for, like, let's say you're lifting weights? Do you lift that weight for 1 hour straight? No. You actually lift the weight for like a few minutes and you drop it and rest. You go back, you lift it again, you drop it and rest. And that's how progress compounds over time in it. So this is suggesting that instead of you to spend a lot of time obsessing over something, work in sprints instead. So you can do a focus period of like 30 minutes. So that 30 minutes now is just for you to look for ideas. Then after 30 minutes, right, use the next 10 to 20 minutes to go and gallivant. You can take a break. You can watch a movie, anything that does not have your brain like working over time. You can decide to clean your room. I did not say scroll on your phone, no, because you are still kind of using an active part of your brain. Was that somebody able being like, is that what does that sound? Oh, is it called the Pomodoro? Is that what they call it? Because I've heard about that Pomodoro thing before, but I've just not researched it. But yeah, so that's the way, you allow your brain as a muscle that you're trying to train to work small, rest small, work small, rest small. Okay. Then I think this is the last one. Okay, yeah. The last one is individual differences and trainability. This is a very interesting part for me, because this is where we disprove the myth that some people are creative while some people cannot be creative. Now, how does creativity materialize? First of all, it's materialized by your character traits, which is one of them is your openness to experience. You are open to have experiences. Once again, you are open to have experiences. One of the things that helps you be open to have experience is letting go of the fear of waiting for it happen. Okay? Letting go of that fear of what might happen. Let go of it and open yourself up to experiences. All right? Another one of the things that influences creativity is your cognitive skills. Your ability to have a strong memory. Oh, I've seen this thing before. Oh, there was a time back in the day. Oh, there's something like just being able to keep things in your head a little bit. And cognitive flexibility, that's your ability to multitask. That's what cognitive flexibility means, all those English. Your ability to multitask, meaning that you are able to do two things at the same time. That is where that association thing comes from. And then lastly, you have life experience. Like I said, you are a body of experiences, right? You are a body of experiences. Learn how to tap from within to generate like amazing ideas based on what you know the target audience like or understand. So you get what they've lived. Okay, the brain is a muscle. Your brain is flexible. Your brain is literally plastic. You can move it around. All right, so some things to chew on. Be suspicious of inspiration as your sacred passive force, meaning that you don't wait until external stimulus hits you before you move. All these things that I wrote, like I said, this is my blueprints for moonshots. I did not go anywhere online to go and look for it. What I was asking myself is, what does momentum mean? What does momentum mean? Oh, okay, it means movement. Okay, what does movement mean? Have I seen movement in real life before? Oh, okay, when I'm going down, like those bridge, the one for wheelchair people, when you're going down, is momentum. because it's movement, it's motion. You're going down. When you climb a staircase, you're going up, right? It's motion. You are moving, right? When you have tires, tires are moving. What else moves? Do you get? That's where it comes from. And then you begin to sketch, you begin to write, you begin to put those ideas together. If you are sleeping, all right. So design your creative life like you design a brand. I will teach you how to do this in week 3. How to create a system that works for you. Use science as a cheat code, meaning that you should look into how your brain works. Are you the kind of person that forgets easily? You may need something to write on. Are you the kind of person that when you write, you forget where you kept it? Oh yeah, use voice notes. Open WhatsApp group for only you want to go the WhatsApp group. Small thing, you go put notes. This thing. Okay, I came up with a story today. I came up with an idea today. This is the idea, and you write it down. Like put a tag on it so I can easily find it or something. Okay. Oh, I know they work well in the morning. Generate your ideas in the night. My brain does not work well in the night. Generate it in the morning. Just generate all your ideas. Okay, for this week, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, I will do all the generation of the ideas. All right. Then train your associative muscle. Give your brain rest. I'm talking to myself too, because it's a part that I fail horribly in. I don't know how to rest. Okay. So these are the ways that your ideas will not just, you will not just stumble into ideas anymore. You will not wait until one inspiration come and jam you before you walk. Instead, only you by yourself, whether you are heartbroken or whether you are hungry or whether you lack sleep or whatever it is, you will generate ideas unfailingly. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an assignment for you. What I need you to do for me is to brainstorm. Now, listen, no go do anyhow. 10 objects, just like you've done in class, but slightly different. 10 objects. Number 1, this. Number 2, that. Number 3, this. Number 4, that. Number 5, this. 10 objects, right? Now, you are going to write the common uses of those objects. Like, for instance, now, pen. The common use of pen is what? To write in it. Now, you are also going to write the uncommon use of pen. And like an example, let's say hair. All right. Hair. You can wear it on your head as a wig. In it. Sorry, I say hair. Broom for Igbale. Right? You can use broom to sweep the floor in it, but an uncommon use for broom is to braid hair. Do you get? But it makes sense in terms of graphic design. So don't just put anyhow anything, then sit down and think. A common use for broom is to sweep the ground. An uncommon use for broom is to braid your hair. You can use broom to braid your hair, right? So you can see it in your mind eye like, imagine they use broom and do all back on your head. Do you get? So when I give you this book, you just click on this link and it takes you to where this thing will load 5 million years. Let's wait. Yeah. So it takes you to this place where you have brainstorm 10 common uses for 10 objects and 10 uncommon uses for those same objects. So here you write broom, common use to sweep, uncommon use to braid hair. Number 2, fish, common use to cook stew, uncommon use to wear as slippers. Do you get? So you just write it like that. So now you write your name. You write your name here. Okay? And when you're done, you either download and share on the group as a PDF, or you do a screenshot of what you've done. Make sure your name is there. Just do a screenshot and post it there. I feel like doing a screenshot is better because I'm able to like easily access it instead of having to open like a full PDF. But whatever works. So that's that on that. Now, if you get this link, just go to file and make a copy for yourself. Okay, don't ask for edit access. Don't request for edit access. Just go to file, make a copy. Because if you request for edit access, I will not give you edit access. And you say, oh, CAB did not give us the book, or did not give us the workbook as she promised. I not see. I know they like Wahala. Go to file, make a copy, rename it to whatever you like, do your assignment, submit. And your deadline is next week, Tuesday, or let's say Wednesday before class. Okay, your deadline is next week, Wednesday before class. Questions. Questions. We have literally, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Stop now. I don't know why this thing does like this. Can I remove this thing? Anyway, yeah, come to the end of the something. Ask your questions or forever hold your peace. I'm going to stop sharing now so that how can you be a part of the next class? Did you join the Telegram group? Because that's where information is gonna be. Broom. Nobody said the uncommon use of broom is to cast out evil spirits. Okay. So questions. Okay. Let me just start from the bottom because I don't know where to like link to the Telegram group. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get it for you. All right, hold on. Let me quickly get it. Okay, it's in the comments now. If you do not join, you know go see info. I don't know what I want to tell you. That's the only place I know that I can like bring everybody together and just pass the information across once. Okay. So which group to submit it in? The normal group now. Telegram group. Let me pin it. So I've pinned it. So we have to access the workbook. I'll give you this PDF. This PDF I've just used. I'll give it to you so that you can access the workbook at the end. Okay, so please, on Telegram, just post your questions in the comments. If you've posted before and I've not read it, please just copy and paste. This is question time, and we have literally come to the end of the class. This is 8:30. So any other time from here is playtime. So if you are tired, this you can leave, right? You can leave the class if you're tired. But because you have actually come to the end of the actual class. Now gist, we want gist. So please use question and answer feature on Google Meet and just put it in the question and answer, please. I beg you, so that I can answer in succession. Nah. So while Google Meet people are putting it in the chat feature, let me go and answer. Let me answer Telegram people. So I'm going to start some. We'll listen as OP. Oh God. Okay, so question. People think differently. So how do you train your mind to design works that actually work for your audience? Because sometimes you design something and you're confident that it works, but your client feels it's different. Okay, so here's my thing. Creativity is not reliant on the opinion of your clients. Your own ability to be creative is not dependent on your client, because you are a body of experience, like I've said multiple times, but they are also a body of experiences. And your experience with creativity and good design is different from their experience with creativity and good design. So in this case, the skill that you need is not creativity, is the art of persuasion. Your ability to sell an idea to them and sell it to them in a way that makes them believe that it's their own idea. It's scalable. You're not getting it. Anyway. So yeah, that's not that was just a joke anyway. But that's the general idea, that you this time around is not creativity that is your issue. And that's why I encourage designers not to take what your clients say to heart, because it's not a reflection of your person. It's not a reflection of your ability as a designer. It's more a reflection of their own, as of your working relationship, and their own sight or insight. Sight meaning what they can see, insight meaning how they can imagine. You are more exposed to imagination than they are. And sometimes you are lucky enough to find somebody that is also exposed to imagination like you, and then you are able to think properly. Okay, so Eguinity says, I have two questions. How do you decide which ideas are worth developing? Then just quickly check. Okay, people are using the question and answer thing. All right, awesome. Oof. How do you decide which ideas are worth developing further, and when you have a lot to choose from? All right, fantastic question, and thank you for asking that question. So we've talked about the executive control network and then the default mode network, right? Those are like the two parts of your brain. And literally, if you check it on Google, you'll find it there. Like when they do MRI, there are some parts of your brain that react certain ways in certain situations. Okay, so when you have done the fantastic, fish swimming in the kids wearing fish slippers, fish on the bed, fish on the train, fish whatever, right? Now there are certain metrics that you work with normally, right? Now there is the metric according to the design world, like the principles of design, that tells you whatever you're creating needs to align to this. Whatever you're creating it needs to have harmony. It needs to have symmetrical balance, asymmetrical balance, or radial balance. It needs to be unified. It needs to have contrast. It needs to have whatever else, all the principles of design them. There needs to be a repetition, pattern, those kind of things. You have all of those principles that you follow. So that's your executive control part of your brain telling you these are the things you need to focus. These are the rules. Your executive control network is your rule breaker, is your rule keeper, while the default mode network is your rule breaker. And those two need to function. It's like yin and yang, evil and good. They always revolve around each other. One without the other doesn't make sense. Is an imbalance if there's one without the other. Okay, so when you have written out all of those ideas, your executive control network should kick in, and then you begin to look at metrics like business goals. Does this align with the business goals? Oh, number one does not align. Number two, oh, number three makes sense. Number four, number five, makes sense. Number six, I don't know why I'm making that sound, but that's one of them. Two, does it align with the copy? And I hope you're writing. Does it align with the copy? Right? When you think about and I'm going to teach you about keywording, mind mapping, and copy analysis, all of those things later. And that's why I said that next week is more practical. All right. So, does it align with the copy? Okay. Does it align with the product goals? If you are designing something for that is product related, does it align with the product goals? Does it align with the company values? And does it make sense to your target audience? All right. Also, how do you measure if a design has successfully changed someone's perception of behavior? You can't measure it. I was in an interview last year, and they were telling me, I was like, oh, you measure success. Da, da, da. I'm like, how do you measure the success when it comes to design? Design is one of those fields that people tend to dismiss, and that's because we are not able to tangibly measure the impact of our design, except we are giving express feedback by the audience. So that's why in some places that I work, they will, when they send, let's say they've done an event or something, for instance, after they are done with the event, they will send you a feedback form. Inside the feedback form, they will also include the perspective of the brand design and say, hey, how did the brand design perform on a scale of 1 to 10? And then you can now say, oh, out of 150 people, 145 of them says design performed at a 9/10, 10/10. Then you know that, okay, design work. Another way that you can measure it is based on public behavior, culture, the change in culture. Because whether you like it or not, what we design influences culture. The music that we sing is part of arts, is design. I was telling people the other day, I said the music you hear, you listen to, or you sing is designed. When you hear is designed, it's sound design. When you watch movie, it is designed. That's what they call set design, costume design. All of them is designed. And the goal is to shift your brain a little bit, mold it, break and remold, break and remold. So when you see culture changes, right? So for instance, if there's a culture change, let's say among, let me use this class as an example now. If there's a culture change among designers, and this is what I noticed, if there's a culture change among designers in Nigeria to use more of neobrutalism after Moonshot 2023, that means your design has worked. It has changed perception, because that's literally what's happened. We're seeing people from all walks of life, all sorts of places, copying from Moonshot designs. And this one is not that, oh, they use just the style. You could literally put it side by side like this, and you will see where they copied. Copied. Okay. So is it for assignments? When you say uncommon, does it mean what No, uncommon. Okay, common use is what it is known for. Normally, we use phone to make call, we use broom to sweep, we use cup to drink water. Common. Uncommon, maybe you wear cup as a face cap. Is uncommon. Who do you know that wears cup as a face cap? Right? Or you use your phone as a softboard. Who do you know that puts their phone on the ocean and uses it as a softboard? So that's uncommon. Sure, you get. So this is association mode. I'm trying to engage your DNM. Or you have come back again as a designer. How do I challenge myself more? How do I get proper motivation? It's like you are not in this class. So all it is the motivation. You are still doing challenge yourself more. It's not okay. Let me calm down. Association game. I said practice with it. I've given assignments. Practice with it. Okay. Over the next 2 weeks again, like the next 2 Wednesdays, we are still going to go over stuff like this and talk about it a little bit more in detail. Thank you. With this knowledge, I'll charge 2 million naira for a project. Go ahead. But pay your title. So I should depend on motivation for every design. Oche, come back home. My question is, in incubation and insight, when someone takes a break to do something unrelated, how can you stop thinking about the work you were doing, or is it normal? Well, your brain does not completely go off just because you are no longer sitting at your desk. It doesn't completely go off, right? The goal is to go into almost like a trance, to just like not actively think about it. It might be in your subconscious, but not actively think about it. So you can take a walk, just like I put in that thing. You can take a walk. When you take a walk, you are seeing many, many things that is distracting you, right? You can wash plates. You can sweep your house. When you're sweeping your house, you're looking at, hey, where do I keep this fan on the floor? Okay, where is my packer? Where is the broom? You're distracted. So you can do stuff like that doesn't require active, like you to be completely actively there. Do you get? Mama, you too good. Thank you for your response. You're welcome. I've been led to believe a design shouldn't be tailored towards a client appeal. It should though. You can be creative, but please, it's like an action film. You are not the only actor in the entire film. That's why I said beyond this creativity, just for you as a designer, you as an entity, understanding what creativity means. That does not mean that other people understand your brand of creativity. This thing that I do for motion and that everybody's conversing, I can take it and give it to somebody else. The person will say, like this is rubbish. Like I said, your body of experience may not be completely the same with another person's body of experience. And you have to be okay with that. So when it comes to business, you are designing based on business goals, target audience, but the client has the upper hand with deciding like remoting where it goes. So you have to sometimes even design according to the client's appeal. Of 100% you have to, right? And sometimes, and listen to me carefully, sometimes what that means is that you need to change their appeal. You need to, I call it poisoning their tea. They get, sometimes you go just put on, fine. They'll drink it. It's not too bad, it's not too bad. They'll drink it again. It's not, yeah, we like it. Fine. They'll drink it again, be like, this is actually good. Fine. Oh, we cannot live without it anymore. So I say the art of persuasion. See, sometimes you don't. I am a very like bold person. I'm like there, like that shake it. But sometimes you just touch and you go. You touch and you go. Like until they begin to soften into that idea a little. This thing is a long talk. Honestly, I can't finish it today, but don't worry. They will. They have carried our life. Okay. All right. How do you personally stay motivated and inspired during creative slumps? So that's what we're going to do in week 3. We're going to build systems that where you don't need motivation to work. You don't need inspiration all the time, right? Something can inspire you. There's a difference between motivation and inspiration. I hope you're aware. Inspiration is, oh, this thing sparks an idea. Motivation is ginger to do something. It's almost like having strength to do something. Inspired means, oh, it lit a fire. While motivated is giving you strength to get up and go and get the firewood and do all the things. We don't need motivation. If you need motivation to work as a designer, I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know. But you don't need motivation. You might use inspiration once in a while, in my opinion, but I don't think you need to be motivated to work. What style of design was the moonshot project made with? Neobrutalism. Where's the second? There's a second question. Oh, don't these tend to disrupt the creative freedom of a designer? It's not every time you get, see, creative freedom is dependent on where you work. Creative freedom is dependent on where you work. So your best bet, don't rely too much on that. If you have creative freedom where you work, fantastic. If you don't have creative freedom, your best bet is to poison their tea. And when I say poison their tea, please disclaimer, oh, it's not really poison, oh, it's persuasion, right? Like little, you know what? It's going to take a while for me to explain. Let me go and answer Google Meet people. Okay, so Chukwumeka say Emeke. I don't know whether that was a typo, but someone says how How do you know what a good idea is? There's no way to know. Okay. So for instance, when you have done your association thing, right, and you check what's this, and you check it is reflect like the light is reflecting off the camera. It's making me look weird. Focus, focus, focus. Now your name, sorry, Novex. All right. So um if you have done like all the things that I've sent, like I said, is training at the end of the day. All not training, you did train yourself, right? So if you have done maybe played the associative, I mean association game, you've trained your mind to be able to combine ideas together, right? Good design or good idea is the one that fulfills both parts of your brain, right? So in terms of imagination, it looks good, it's strong. If like then in terms of executive control, it follows all the rules, right? It follows the rules of aligning with the business goals, product benefits, copy, the client need or the whatever need. All right. So that's how you know that something is a good idea. Faith says, thank you for teaching. For convergent and divergent thinking, how can your ideas be meshed together as a product designer? Yeah, we know it's a world filled with lots of laws and rules. With product design, your product design leans more towards convergent thinking and uses more of the executive control network than it is the other one. Because with product design, you can't there's not a lot that you can mess with when it comes to product design. There's not a lot that you can mess with. And that's one of the reasons why I stayed away from it. I'm not saying you should stay away from it too. I'm just saying generally that I am not a fan of product design as as a rule. I don't like it. Right? Because they'll tell you, oh, you cannot put, why can't I put square button? Why can't I put what happened to round button? What happened to Ankara button? I cannot put Ankara button. What do you mean? They'll tell me, oh, CAV, you can't put this here. I will put it. Our users will not be able to find it. They will find it. So they don't have too many rules and it's annoying. You cannot do this, cannot do that. Who says who? But yeah, with you guys operate on a different platform, in a different world. And I may not be the best person to explain that to you. And then the reason is because I know that with product design, there's a lot of rules. You have to do this, you have to align, you have to do typography sets, you have to do the other one, many English. And I don't like English. I don't like rules. I don't like it. Like, I don't like being constrained. Oh, you have to do this. You have to do that. Ah, you mean. So, hope that helps. How do you maintain creativity when you are under pressure to deliver results quickly with little time for idea exploration or iteration? I like that. I like that question, Miriam, and thank you for asking that question. This is one of the things that we are going to talk about in week 3, because now we work in companies, most of us, right? And we work with people that they need the thing done yesterday. This means that you need to produce that stuff ASAP. A what? Sappy. It needs to be done now. In fact, it needs to be done by yesterday. So how do you build a system around yourself where you are able to churn out those ideas quick? So week 3, we're gonna talk about it. So if I use my mouth and say it now, week 3 I finish. We'll close shop and be going to our house. Cannot do that. So I don't like this thing. Like I'm using it to stop the reflection. So you see when I do it like this, the reflection stops. Ah, really? I like it. All right, let's go. Hey, Willie. Sorry, I keep saying Willie. I'm so sorry. I swear, I promised to behave myself today. I promised that no matter what happens, CAV, Ada, mind yourself, behave normal, so that they will think you are okay. They will think you don't need the other left. Ah, okay, let's get going. Okay. So he said, how do you, don't call me ma, please. I'm young. Do you sometimes have to explain your reasoning to clients to bring them? Oh, yes, to bring them to par with ideology behind it. Of course. Or the design has failed, want you no. Okay, so here's my thing. It's two ways. If you have to over explain for them to get it, problem. Yeah. And the way, see, there's this white guy that made a tweet some time ago and said, oh, when you if you know something, you are able to, like, if you know about something, you are automatically able to teach it. And I had to go and comment on the Guinea, like tweet, like reply him that because you know something doesn't mean you can teach it to. Because you know something does not automatically mean that you can teach. You literally have to go and learn how to teach. So bringing that to this question, because you can design something does not mean you know how to explain how to design it. Now, from a client's perspective, because you can ideate something does not mean you know how to sell that idea or how to communicate that idea to whoever is listening to you. So you have to go and learn the art of presentation. I've given you many arts to learn today. The persuasion, which one again? Presentation. All right. There are more. Okay. So for moonshots, and I keep using moonshots as an example. When we Gabriel, anyway, um when we started Moonshot 2025, right? They were like, oh, we're going to come up with a concept. So they developed the concept and then they gave it to me. Now, I could have easily taken that concept and we have done the first year, done the second year. I can easily take that concept and just go straight and go and start designing now in it. Since I've already done it successfully for 2 years. But no, you have to go and develop that concept into visuals. Explain why you're doing what you're doing. Come back with samples, mock-ups, and present it to the stakeholders. So once they agree with you, that is when the thing can now fly. So although I know how to design for moonshots, I have to go and research and find a way to explain what I know. And not explain it, I cannot use design lingo. I have to explain it in a way that they can understand. I have to use English that they can understand. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Anyway, that's that on that. I have a problem trying to think of two things. Should I just share my screen so people can be seeing the questions? I don't know. I have a problem trying to think of two things to merge the other time. What can I do to enhance my creativity? You keep practicing. We keep practicing. And I hope you're part of a community where you can share what you've practiced to say, hey, look at what I did. I'm playing association game by CAV. You have to put my name there. It's me that's. You see, I'm playing association game by CAV, and these are the things I've come up with. This is the basic idea around the game, and these are my let me stop sharing a bit. These are my answers or whatever, right? And then they can say, oh, okay, this one makes sense or does not make sense, and all of that. You're not an island. And that's another thing that I want to talk to designers about today, as I have you here. You don't have to exist alone. You don't have to exist alone. All right. You can connect with other people and let your iron sharpen their iron and their iron sharpen your iron. All right. Good. how do you redesign? It's easy to work on something fresh, but how do you build on something that already exists, especially with an active user of the okay? So when you're whatever it is that you're building, you need to build it as a system. That's what they call design system. Whatever it is that you're building, you need to build it as a system. What that means for me is that anything I'm designing for Moonshot, I need to make sure that whatever assets I'm creating inside is transferable. Example, if I create something for social media, I need to make sure that those assets, if I want to resize it for email, it can fit. Okay? So you need to understand how to build systems in your design. So somebody's asking an anonymous question. I'm a Corel Draw designer. Is that why you're hiding? Because you use Corel Draw? Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sincerely I'm stuck with it, but I want to move into Illustrator. How would you advise a switch? I've seen your work. God has blessed your hands. Thank you for that. But one of the ways that you can get into Illustrator, I think, is just to get into it. Unstuck yourself. I'm sorry that it doesn't sound romantic, but unstuck yourself and just get into it. So listen, YouTube is a full university. You can literally go on there and find a playlist of somebody teaching you how to use Illustrator. But me personally, how I learn, that's why I said we need to understand how our brain works. How I learn, I'm more of a visual experience learner. Meaning that even if I see something and I learn visually, I need to be able to practice it somewhere, experience it live for the thing to stick with me. That's how I learn. All right. That's why I don't read books too much, because it's not go wale, it's not entering my brain. But if I'm able to watch a video, right, especially a video that is pertaining to something that I'm currently doing, meaning that as I'm watching it, I'm practicing. Show get it. As I'm doing it, as I'm watching that video, I'm immediately practicing it. So I tell my mentees, right, that if you want to learn anything in this life, let it be part of your life goals. Let it be part of your career goals, plus your next 5 years. And say, okay, oh, this next 4 months, so I'm dedicating it to Illustrator. And in my place of work, I want to actually implement the use of these illustrations. So that means when they say we want to design something for a car, you can decide to illustrate the car. Go on Illustrator and say, oh, how to illustrate a car. And when they say, oh, go to pen tool, pen tool. Yeah, put on like this, put on like you go draw like this, you go cover, you go bend down, you go put you go do circle. So you real life now you have experience of what that looks like, and is more vivid for you. That's for me. Oh, that's how I learn. Oh, it's more vivid for me like that than for me to just go and open a tutorial and say how to use Illustrator. Then I tell you this is called a pen tool. This how you use a pen tool. This is called a share builder. This is how you use a share builder. I will not remember. But if that works for you, all fine and good. Go ahead and do it. Thanks. Please, with the recording for the call and the chat sessions be available. It's going to be available. Please, man, we'll be getting a recorded version in a drive as discussed. Abi, who's giving you drive? It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. Go and open my YouTube channel. Follow and subscribe. Do one of the two. Joy says you often use some special characters and illustrations in your design, like the cock bed. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. My mind is a cesspool. My mind is in the gutter. Like when you see gutter, you now pass the side and go to the back. That's where my mind is. My mind is in the gutter. Mori. Anyway, let's focus. Like the cockbed you use from Wishot. I'm so sorry. Or the drum roll stuff. Drum roll. Drum roll. Stop. I want to hear this girl say this thing. You are putting me in trouble. I want you to hear. I want to hear you say it by yourself. Because me, Oshe drum roll. Where do you see drum roll? Do you create them from scratch, or you download from somewhere and tweak? Okay. The cockbed. The cockbed. I did not do it from scratch, right? I got an image of the cockbed and and then I manipulated it. I'm sorry. I'll stop now. But then the drum. I don't know what drum roll is. I don't mean. Maybe you mean like the. Maybe you mean like the money thing. Everything I did for Naira Life is photo manipulation from beginning to end. She said, let me share my screen. People think I'm lying. It's not like I'm not trying to be. Listen, I'm innocent. Okay, I'm a young thriving young girl. See, this is what she said. Is that right there? Yeah, that's what I said. I said what she said, nah. I just laughed a little bit. That was all. Anyway, I don't create a lot of the elements for Naira Life I created from scratch. For instance, the noise texture I created from scratch. The spiral at the back I created from scratch. Some of them I can't remember anything again. But yeah. Cockbed. So oh, there are more questions. Jesus, I thought I was done. When you have a brief, most times, do you already have something in mind because of your level of creativity, or you imagine? No. See, here's my thing, and this is my personal principle. Every design is new. You're not hearing me. Every design is new. Clean slate. So even if, let's say for moonshots, they say I should design tickets, body tickets, corporate tickets, whatever tickets. I will carry the design I will literally do research on each of them. Even if I've done it last year, I will do research again because the copies are not the same. Even if the copies are the same, you can have like one copy, 5 different designs. Okay. All right. Your work is so profound. God bless you. Thank you. Your work is so profound. Do you have like special link to learning resources where you learn from? I don't have special link. I learn a lot from many places. If you follow me on Twitter, you will know that I don't have one single place I'm learning from. I learn from multiple places because I truly believe that that's the beauty of life and design. Okay? Because everything in this world is designed. Everything in this world, even your thoughts, are designed. Everything in this world is designed. Even when you enter lab and you mix chemical, not design the design. So there's this thing. There's something I want to do, and I'm not going to tell people now that I want to do it, so that you can maybe register again, come and join again. I will tell your people, I don't know, whatever. I want to show you how to draw inspiration from random places. And one of the ways I want to do that, there's an engine I saw, like a car engine or a motorcycle engine. From that one engine, I was able to get 10 layouts. 10. It's based on how you train your eyes to see. So I'm going back to Telegram to answer questions. Okay. I didn't answer your question. More answer is pa. You did not listen. How and where do you primarily draw inspiration for big projects, especially when so much time isn't given to deliver? So when it comes to projects, whether big or small, it's not dependent. Your question is how I draw inspiration. Well, that's not like the first thing I think about. Like, oh, where do I go and look for inspiration for this thing? It first starts with understanding what you're doing first. Sure, you get. it first starts with understanding, like, okay, what does this actually mean on its own? What does it mean on its own? What does it mean for the business? And what does it mean for the audience? Then you can now, so that is it. But where I draw inspiration from, if I were to draw inspiration from, a lot of my mood boards are on Pinterest. But one thing that I found is that when I'm looking for like visual inspiration, I don't only get it from Pinterest. So I can get it from Dribble, I can get it from Twitter, I can get it from Facebook, Instagram. So sometimes what I do is I have the Pinterest plugin on my browser. So if I see anything that I like, I can easily just add it to my inspiration board. And trust me, you need it. I'm going to teach you all of these things over the next couple of weeks, but you need to always listen. Let me show you. I feel like you need it. You may not think you need it. Let me put that disclaimer there. Tori, I can be saying plenty things now. Somebody be Yumi. Is it Yumi? Is Yimu? Somebody can be Yimuing and say, could make sense to me, and that's fine. All right. So I have a mood board for my own brand. Ooh, do people? Okay, let me focus. I have. Oh God. Can you guys still hear me? I think my network has gone off. Okay, you can see me. Awesome. Okay, so I have the one for art because I draw and I paint, not like actively professional, but you know, I dabble. Then there's one for Moonshots 2025. There's one for my personal branding, my lifestyle, what do I want to look like, what do I want to smell like, what do I want to feel like, what do I want to, what do I want to eat, what do I want to be on my leg, what do I want to be on my eyes, my hair, my no, they use me play. Oh, I don't like that. See, you can see the food. Conceptual illustration, I love conceptual illustration, so I just put them together because I work with people that do editorials. So I want to be able to, because this conceptual illustration as a design style is used mostly for editorials. So I have the one for my own personal brand, right? I recently saw this thing on TikTok. I was like, oh, this sounds nice. I added it. There's, okay, I can't tell you this one. There's Spark. That Spark is a South African brand I was working with sometime. There's the one for Naira Life. There is the one for Mariblock, Micrographic, Land Republic, data visualization. Because, like I said, I work with people that use that do editorial, so data is part of it. Rainest, okay, you know what? Board, board minimalism, pitch deck, AI prompts, Zcoco, Quidax, Moonshot 2024, Dexter, Credit Direct, Ankara Festival Los Angeles, FCMB, Trained Eye. My sister wanted to do baby shower. I literally created a board for baby shower and all of that. Let me just sum it up. The whole essence of doing this is because I am not an island of knowledge. One person cannot know it all. Even if you know, do like say you don't know. I'm not saying pretend. I'm saying condition your brain to always look out for how to add to what you know or how to refine what you know. So that may mean that you need to source for ideas, source for inspiration, source for things that will add to what you already know, add it to the life experience that you have about that subject you're designing for, and watch the magic happen. Play the association game if you want to. Please, would you talk about how to integrate AI in designing? That's not part of what I'm going to talk about. That one is long matter. So another question says, what do you do when you have creative block or burnout? Week 2 is let me show you people the curriculum. I said I prepare for this thing. That's why I say 3 Wednesdays. Even 3 Wednesdays is not enough. I promise you. Also, I'm doing is TOSP. 3 Wednesdays is not enough. If you give me 3 months, 3 times a week for 3 months, I'm gonna show you the world. Splendid, splendid, and splendid. Something, something, please tell me if you're something, something, something. Hail new world. It's something in the something. Okay, so this is week 2. So week 2 is brainwashing and resetting. plus global standard and creative block. So we are going to be using real world examples. Like we are going to practice, look at real world examples, begin a mindset shift, walk through your ideation process. Like if you want, let's say they bring the brief in front of you, bah, what's the next thing that you do? Ideation process, right? Dealing with creative block. I'm going to give you a process that I use that I've not experienced creative block in 2 years, and I know they play. I am not joking. I've not experienced creative block in 2 years. And you get why. It's all about building system. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Association game again. This one is practice. And we're going to now do something from start to finish. All right? Okay. Then week 3 is where we now build systems that will make sure that this thing that you have learned cannot leave your mind, cannot go anywhere. Just checking your Pinterest for Motion 2025. You people can check it. So wait, it's not private. Like you can just open my Pinterest board and see it. Wonder. Eh? Who will share my secret? Apart from this, come on for road now. Apart from this amazing work, love from KE, you are amazing as well. Why don't you show us your name? Oh, you sound like a girl. So I'm going to assume, you sound caring, so I'm going to assume you're a girl. All right, another question says, please, what got you into design in the first place? And what piqued your interest? I think you mean PIQUE, your interest in pursuing a career in design. And how did you know it was something you're gonna work for you as a career? Because many have tried and failed, and it's not just their thing. It's not just their thing because they didn't put in the work. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to break it to you. You think I was getting handouts? I wasn't getting any handout. Mind, all you see is blood, sweat, and tears. What got me into design in the first place is Pentola Adebari Daniels. That's who got me into design. What got me into it is I always loved art. I used to do DIY things, right? I love art. I love creating stuff. I love creating generally. Okay. I love creating generally. So when she was like, hey, there's somebody out there that creates this stuff, she doesn't even know what it is. She was like, there's somebody there that does this kind of things that you like. Let me carry you and go there. And she carried me. And they will have used me and do rituals since I will have been using money for somebody if it wasn't a good journey. And they will have used me and do this thing. And you know, but thank God she's a good person. The person taking me to a good person too. So the guy taught me, he didn't teach me design. He more taught me the tools in Photoshop for 3 months. Right. I would go there maybe twice a week or I don't know. But I used to go there. He would teach me. And then this guy, he will not allow me. What I really liked about the way he taught me is that he doesn't allow me generate anything, like go to the internet and carry anything. If he will tell you that you should sit down and draw use Photoshop and create a sachet of soap from scratch. You can go anywhere and look for inspiration, but you can't use mock-up. You have to create it from scratch. Like you will put the shape, you put the colors, you put the gradients, you will decide where shadow and light is going to be. You will plot it by yourself. The typography, you will create it yourself. Everything, you will create it by yourself. So I feel like that it was a very fantastic starting point for me because it kind of trained my mind to be able to get really deep into photo manipulation. So that was like the foundation for me. Now, what piqued my interest into pursuing as a career? I'm the kind of person that if I decide to love something, I love it completely. If I decide to love something, I love it completely. I give my entire kidney into it. So when I got into the career, I literally left myself no choice. Like when I started design, I did not leave a plan B that, if this one does not work, I can't do this one. There was no plan B. So I fell all the way into it. But if it's spoil, I'll go and learn babbing. I'll go and carry pom on my head. And I'll go to construction site and carry sand and cement. But what am I going to do again? So that forced me to hyper focus and obsess about design. Obsess. So you think I know of, I make I know of waiting. But am I not offing? And again, um they say it's not, you can feel somebody else's saved pins. Ah, no, 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 no. No. Thank you very much for tonight's session. Always a pleasure listening and learning from you. Okay. Thank you too. If there are no other questions, I think we've made good time. This is 17 minutes past 9, and a lot of people have already dropped off. So before I go, please, there are two things I want to tell you. Moonshots has given us a discount code, a 20% discount code. UDC has given us a 50% discount code. So in the YouTube, whatever, I'm going to put it in the description. But then in the Telegram group, I'm going to drop it either today or tomorrow, right? The assets, the designs, and then information and any other thing that you need. So if you're looking to attend conferences in the month of October, there are two really amazing ones that I can tell you for free that you will get your money's worth, right? I'm also thinking of doing a scholarship for one of them. That is, if you buy your tickets, you let me know. It's going to be like a raffle draw type of situation, and then I'm going to pick a couple of people and give them a scholarship to my next cohort. That's going to span 3 months. Where I'm going to be teaching this thing I'm talking about now in a more expanded manner, using how to use Photoshop, understanding design from beginning to end, like understanding the history of design, the rules around design, characteristics of it, understanding photo manipulation, how to work with clients, designing for print, creativity, like real life practical stuff and resources and the rest, right? So yeah. So like I said, I'm going to drop more info either today or tomorrow. And I'm probably going to be doing like a scholarship for the moonshot one. I don't know, like a raffle draw type scholarship. But for UDC is giving you guys 50% if you use the discount code CAV. So when you go to UDC, the website or the ticket link, I'll drop everything tomorrow. You can put CAV in there, and it will give you 50% discount. On the moonshot one, if you want to buy your ticket, you can put MSCAV02 or something like that. I'll give you the code. You can put it in there, you get 20% off. All right. And that can be very helpful in this economic way with this. So and you also stand a chance to get the scholarship. So if there are no other questions, I think we have made good time tonight. And I appreciate you guys for coming. Please do your assignments. I'm going to give you the PDF shortly. Please do your assignment, and I'll see you next week, Wednesday. If you've not joined the Telegram group, please join. The link is pinned in the comments right now. Please join the Telegram group or check your email, because I sent everybody an email blast, multiple of them. Check your email. All right. Join the Telegram group, because that is where all the infos and resources are going. I don't know what is going to happen next week Wednesday, because this eventing that I used it was only supposed to be for today. So I don't know what's going to happen next week Wednesday. So I'll probably drop a Google Meet link in the comments in Telegram or something. Then lastly, by now in your emails, you should have an email from me that's asking for feedback. You see, I did not ask you to pay me money. I did not ask for money. Please help me fill the form and say, I hate this woman, she decrease. I like the way she teach. It makes sense. I learned well. I did not learn well. I had no correct. Go on, punish her. Anything like, say it. I don't discriminate. Feedback is feedback. Okay? So, but please help me put it there. Emmanuel, you've been raising your hand for a bit. I don't know. What do you want to say? Okay, hold on. Let me quickly unmute everybody's mic on Google Meet. Hold on. Turn on your microphones. Yeah. All right. Emmanuel, I think your mic should be on by now. Oyewole Emmanuel. All right. David, your hands are raised. So do you want to ask a question?
Good evening, ma.
Okay, hi, good
Good
evening, sir.
evening, Agony. Right. I've been listening to the podcast from the start to the end, and I really find it really helpful, and I find it very helpful and very. I got incited. I got at one point I got this kind of um, the word for it. The word for it. That's what I'm trying to get now. Um, this but like there's this shift in me like I got this kind of shift in me like there are things that I knew about them, but just that I didn't go deep to understanding these things. So I felt I had understanding of this knowledge that you were speaking about, and it was very helpful. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you very much for making it free. It's really valuable. It's a
I'm
really
sorry, hold on.
valuable.
Is it just me or your 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 voice is breaking sort of?
Maybe it might be the network around there. Is it better now?
Okay, go ahead. Okay. So do you want to try speaking again or you want to try typing what you want to say?
Okay. What I said was that I will do the entire course, like the entire
All right.
meeting from the beginning to the end, and I want to say that I find it extremely insightful. Like there was this kind of shift and change in me, like all this knowledge. It was like it's not I have knowledge about them. When I was starting out learning design, I had knowledge of all this, but I didn't have understanding. But with the way you explained today, I found like I got this kind of proper understanding, the importance of what this thing entails, like radiation and everything, like the importance of it before
Yeah.
starting a project. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you very much for making this valuable meeting free for us. Because normally, if I were to join this class, we are meant to pay, like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how much it
Actually,
will be, but
this was supposed to be a paid class. It was supposed to be a paid class,
mm,
but I felt like I should just do Christmas, to be honest. It's just I wanted to let's just stop it as this was supposed to be a paid class. But I was like, I don't give them. But I'm hoping, my hope is that the people that partnered with me for this thing that are
yeah,
practically sponsoring it, you
yeah,
guys will support them.
yeah,
Right? If you look at the workbook, their adverts are hyperlinked inside there. So
yeah.
if you can help me, one shot and you do, if you can help me and
Okay,
support them, I go
okay.
appreciate.
In terms of support, like even though we had to like send like you
Not
know
buy
probably
tickets. It's just to buy tickets to the event. That's all.
okay, okay.
Buy tickets.
Okay, you said about you just said the event. I'm just like knowing. I didn't hear anything about the event. Just now I'm just hearing about events.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I,
Yeah, I
yes,
mentioned that there were two conferences that are happening in Lagos. They are both
yes.
happening, I think, in October, right? Well, I think one is
October.
October 4, the other one is October 15 and 16. So,
Okay.
and there are great opportunities to network with like
Yeah.
minds and with people that are better than you. I say better
Mm,
than you, not in an intuitive way, but because I literally encourage people to meet people that are better than them. I'm looking for people that are
mm.
better than me, as I am. There are many people I'm trying to choke my head now because I know
All
that people
right.
that are there, they're speaking the language I want to learn, so I want to be
Yeah.
in there. So
Yeah.
these are opportunities to meet these people. Yeah, you can meet me. I'll be at One Shot. I'll be at
Uh,
UDC. So
I'm super delighted.
if now you get quarrel, please come.
Yeah.
I'll wear trouser. We go resolve am. Bring both.
After, we
So
know
you see me
PJ.
as both of them.
Yeah. I'll be looking forward to joining. I'm super interested since it's October
Yeah,
because I think we'll be resuming
yeah.
around around October, probably ending. So around that time, I think it's still workable for me. I can be able to come over to
Okay.
Lagos for the program.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very
All right.
much,
So
Ada.
the ads are in your workbook anyway. So you just click on any of the ads and it takes you to the website and you can use the code and get your tickets.
All right. I will check that now. I'm on it now. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Ada. I really,
So
really
I will
appreciate
send you guys let me just send you the PDF like that without pictures. Look, no, it's not manage like that. Let me just send you the PDF like that
All
without the
right.
pictures. With the next one for next week, I'll be more intentional.
Okay.
So hold on, please. Let me quickly upload this thing before I forget. Guinea week one send. So on the queue we have Prince John going once, going twice, gone. Oche,
Yes. Good morning.
you, you.
Sorry,
Just a
hold
right.
on.
What I don't know for comment.
I just want to say something very briefly. I just want to express my appreciation for this class because I don't have friends. I don't have people to like tell me that, oh, this is a community. This is what you need. I'm a very smart person, but my um experience and environment limits me a lot. But this class really made me see a lot,
Sorry,
and I realized that
hold
I
on,
needed the class.
hold on. You are echoing. So maybe are you joined on Telegram as well? Because I
Yes,
can hear
yes.
myself in the background. Okay, you have to leave one because I can hear myself. I'm echoing.
I've left the Telegram channel now.
All right.
Okay.
You have the channel.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. I was like this particular month, I was saying I really need like a paradigm shift in my life, like really, really.
Yeah.
And I realized that being creative is not just sitting down in your room and designing. You actually need to like go out and have these experiences firsthand. And this class just
Yes.
made me realize that if you realize when we were playing the association game, I was like
Yeah.
I was trying to balance, like, I'm new to this. Do I really know this? I really needed to like get in that space. And once I did, I realized that, oh, I wasn't open-minded enough. But right now I am. And I'm really grateful for this class. It's an opportunity that I'll tell my friends about. And I'm really, really anticipating the events in October. I don't have a place to stay, but I'm not going to miss that for anything because I realized that I need it.
You do need it.
Yes, ma'am.
See, okay, so there's something I was telling people. If you go on my YouTube channel, you see where I was talking to people about it. Anyone, the one that says high level conversations, you see it on
Yes,
there. I was having a conversation with my people about having high level conversations, and I told them that one of the things that hinders you from being able to understand or associate with high level conversations is the fact that you've not broken free of
yes,
the current where you are, right?
yes, ma'am.
And you've not put yourself in places where you hear those things being said or you see
Yes,
those things being done. Now,
yes,
if I had not joined BCM, I will probably not be where I am right now. Probably. I will probably not know what I know now about event branding. Because right now, I can brand a full event from beginning to end on my own. And it was strictly because I had access to people that know. So I
yes,
took that access, I entered into it, I took what they know, I added what I know, I researched more knowings, and I mixed everything together. And that's the CV you are seeing now.
Yes, ma'am.
That I can say, hey, I want to teach creative one thing, and 1,000 people come up. Do you get? So
Yes, ma'am.
you need to put yourself in the situations where you are hearing those conversations, experiences, stepping out of your comfort zone. You can order food and they will drop it in front of your house. You can't order experience.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can't order. You have to go outside.
Yes, ma'am.
I think another wife. Another wife. Yes, another wife.
Thank you so much.
Moving on. So, but yeah, thank you very much for that. All right. Moving on quickly. John, are you back? Wahala. John, don't sleep. Daniel Welt. Please, after Daniel Wells, we'll close out. You don't do.
All right, good evening, ma.
The events also allow on.
Yes.
Really. Good evening, so how are you?
I've really been amazed by this section, and naturally, I know that you're a very high person. Like you don't think the way we think. Pardon me. And first of all, I was going to ask, you really amazed me with your image manipulation. Like I went to your YouTube channel, I was checking videos, even to like the final videos. I'm like, I was truly amazed. The first question I have, is a request. Can you like show us the layer breakdown of that manipulation of the design for this conference? Like I'm really interested. I follow you on Twitter actually, because Instagram we've not been friends for a while. So like you dropped the resources that you used, and I was like, well, how did those resources come to this, and the grading and the fluffiness and I'm like, what's going on here? This woman must be a god. Then
are we talking about moonshots?
not moonshot. For this particular conference.
Right. Oh, this one?
Yes.
This talk show.
Yes, make I not pass my boundary. Yes.
See, me, I don't mind long classes. If you mind, UDC, not UGC, UDC, and moonshots. Make
So,
know me, Samuel. Honestly. All right, so let me show you how. The kind of thing I like.
I was really amazed. And many other, because I am on the community, so many other image manipulations that you do, especially the one where you cut that lady head. I was like, my God. I think you dropped it on the channel. I'm not sure if it was you, but I think I saw it on the channel.
All right, so just to show you guys, you already know that this rapper is my stable branding something now. Oh, why is it hanging? I have too many things open.
Yeah.
So let me just close these things down. Okay, so ideation, 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 EYE. Anyway, that's like a silent play on words, right? On one end. Then secondly, the thinking behind this particular imagery is to have when I was listening to this thing by Jim. Let me look for it for you people. I feel like it's going to change somebody's life as like the way it changed mine, because it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, oof, I like it. What is it again? No, learning and development, learning and development, learning and dev, learning and dev, learning and dev. Wonder if you see it's column. Is it that down? God, I beg. Learning and development. Abia is paying me. Sometimes I open which day. Oh, see the foolish thing here. So there's Jim Ron. Jim Ron. Okay, so I was on focus mode, I was thinking about like how to build wealth. Like I said, I want to get into places where like higher level conversations are happening, right? And for that to happen, I need to kind of break my mind, unlearn and relearn. And one of those ways that I do it is just to find other people that are saying like really interesting stuff that aligns with where I'm trying to go. Those people that will ease you into it. And this guy was one of them. So one of the things, hold on, let me just quickly untitled. I spell untitled. Yay! Marvis, every Marvis day here. Titled design. God, I beg. What nice spelling. All right. So when I was listening to him, there's something that he said that kind of, one of those things that you hear and it sounds is normal, right? It sounds normal, but then based on the context of where you currently are, is profound, is hot. So he said there are two types of ways to see, right? There is insight and there is sight. So sight is what you can see with your eyes. Insight is what you can imagine with your mind, right? And your reality is only as big as your insight. If your insight is myopic, your reality will be myopic. You can't escape it. You are only as learned as what is in your mind. You are only as good as what is in your character. Sure, you get, and you can't run away from it. It's who you are, right? So he said, "Oh, insight is what you see. Insight is what is in what you imagine, what is in your mind and in your heart, and all of that." And I started applying it to a lot of things. But when there was not time for me to create for this conference, I was like, "Oh, hold on." One of the things that is a very big, and it's part of what we're going to talk about in coming weeks. Two of the things that I know that he said, those things that he said, also applies to creative ideation, right? Because you need to be able to see if you cannot imagine something, you can't create it. Just like I said, if you have not seen a horse in your life, if they ask you to draw a horse, you probably draw a dog, or you draw a fish and you think it's a horse because you've never seen a horse in your life. That's for sight, right? But then inside, you can imagine a green horse, you can imagine a blue horse because you already saw what a horse is. And those two things come together to align with the entire message of creativity. So that's why I put I there. I. If you now ask, why is it inside egg? I'm trying to align with the copy that says 3 Wednesdays of breaking down. That was the key word, breaking down the science of ideation. Because I was thinking, oh, if you say science of ideation, if you focus on science, it might get lost in translation. Because science could be what they call those tumblers in the lab, and the droppers and the chemicals and stuff, and it might feel very techy. And I didn't want that. So we are breaking open your sight and your insights for you to see clearly, for your eye to shine. All right, so let's open it and see. So I'll just walk you through what I put inside. All right. So I don't know how we want to approach this. Maybe I will just tell you where the elements are or stuff. I don't know. But what I did, let me remove all this things. Let me remove this entire folder now that you're seeing. Let me make it another color so you can see how many layers you're looking at. Let me make it green. So you can see all the layers that made this thing. You see them? These are them. These are the layers that made it. That made one single thing. You see them? Off and now, see, and I'm that. So this guy at the top, so I'm not going to walk it backwards.
Can't see it yet.
Oh, I've been talking on this one. I have not been seeing my screen.
Yes,
I was wondering if it was really me.
If you are wondering now, you can explain. Just share the page. Understand it, we digest it.
I should send you the PSD.
No, I prefer the
Are you a
explanation.
criminal? Okay. Sorry. So, are you serious? You don't be seeing my screen all this way. Well. All right. So let's start with the first layer. I didn't hear that. Anyway, the first layer is a lighter color blend mode with a Gaussian blur of 5 pixels. And what that was supposed to do is just make it look a slightly blurry. So again, if I take it out, you can see that the eye becomes sharper. Let me zoom in. If I take it, if I bring it in, you can see the eye get blurry. If I take it out, the eye gets sharper. So, but I didn't want that. I want it to look like all those galactic, Y2K galactic type of style. Yes. All right. So you can this is like the sparkle that I added. I used the brush. I didn't download anything because I wanted to like manipulate it myself. I wanted to like see where this thing is going and do it myself. So that's the sparkle. This is another extra sparkle again. This is there's this tutorial. Let me send you people the tutorial. Let me send you the tutorial. It's also it's also part of that this my learning and development thing. So all those dreamy effects is what I was going for. And that's what I was able to achieve. So let me send you this. I should send you a link to my playlist. Go and develop your own playlist. Also, because what I'm learning cannot be what you're learning. That's why if you so carry a kidney jaw, you will now be overloaded. Don't do it based on what another person is doing. Do it based on what your own goals are. Anyway, so that this effect now, this one I'm switching on and off. You can see it in that video I've shared. So it's there. This was I used it to just add like small color because that eyeball side was too white. So I used to just add like small shimmery, mari yellow there. Yeah. This color is in soft light 80% opacity blend mode, right? So it was this color was supposed to kind of lighten up the entire thing because you know that what I'm going for is dreamy. So instead of me to go and use brightness and brighten it, I didn't want it to be brighter. I just wanted I wanted it to be softer. So that's why I used that one. Then this one is the shiny thing, like extra shiny stuff, like details. This one is the one that like gather all the color and make it kind of yellow, like made everything yellow. So there's some parts that are purple-ish. So I'll need to remove the color balance thing for you to see. So there are some parts that are greenish, some parts that are yellowish. If you notice, you see that the color here is different from the color. This place is more saturated. I mean, it's less saturated than this place. And this one is looking green. And I wasn't going for horror. I was going for dreamy. So that would not have flied. This thing that I added is just an extra shimmer to the eyeball. So you see, just an extra shimmer to the eyeball. This other one is, I think this is the reflection, the window reflection on the eye. So there are two. I layer them two. So if I remove them now, you'll see them disappear. So this other one is just extra um darkness around this place, because if the eyeball is inside the egg and the direction of light is from up here, that means this place will be slightly darker. So I added shadow. I don't even know what that is. That all those are moving. Okay, that's one just extra shimmer, extra sparkle. I mean, not shimmer. Shimmer is different from sparkle. Okay, so this one was to lighten, like I said, the direction of light is coming from up here. So that place cannot be dark like that. So I added this to kind of lighten that place. And this is the actual eye. So this is the original image of the egg. So if you are wondering all those blood, this thing, where did they go? That's them down here. I added the shadow myself because there was no shadow. I added the shadow myself. There's still like more shadow. So this is, I painted this one before I now put that blood on top. So I painted where I want the blood to sit. So this is the blood that is coming down. This is true of it. Let me open it so you can see this blood. That's it there. Then there's the bubble blood, which is this guy. So that's it down here. Like I said, I added shadow myself. So all these things were added by me to make it look realistic. All right. So this is the original. Sorry, let me take out all the things. So this is the original image. That's not even how it came, Seth. It came like this. Ew. Voila. I'm on the wrong layer. So it came like this, sitting like this. But I knew it was going to work for what I wanted, so I just rotated it. Anyway, so this is it, Sha. Let me revert back to original. So this is it. You can see how we went from step 1 to step 20. All right. We good? It's Ocha that asked though. So Ocha, are you good?
Yes.
Awesome. You see, there are any questions? All right, there's no question. All right, I think we are in a good place to close this out. We've spent quite a number of time over here. And once again, please support the people that are supporting me. I beg you in the name of God. Open your workbook. The ads are there. The ads are at the bottom. Click on UDC, buy tickets. Click on Moonshot, buy tickets. I beg. This thing I'm doing for free. Now them they support us. We will make them possible. Edakun. Please. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, who won't ask question? Who be that? Who be that? You don't have to go to your house. John, are you not raising your hand? I be David. Any of you that have raised your hand, open the mic and talk so that we can be going to our house.
Okay. Sorry for the delay. Okay, I wanted to just know if like your YouTube, your social media, and like the name, the username, so we could follow
I
you.
can give you a link now. No toxins. Give you a link.
All right, no.
Give you a link to my channel. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I like that. So fair warning before you can open any of my videos. I know they hold my mouth though. Anything we ask, they come ahead and they talk them. And I didn't so edit my videos. I used to put it like that raw. So if I swear for somebody, I can apologize later. They can sue me anytime. So I'm available for sure. But anyway, that's the chat. That's the link. I put it in the Telegram channel. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've come to the end of this class, and it's been a pleasure. My name is CAV, and I've been your host. So I'm going to see you next week, Wednesday. Please do your assignment. So, at the punish student, you go need that aside under rain. You go carry chair up like this, or block of wood, something. You go carry it up like this. I don't do your assignment. You naughty child. Coconut head. Do your assignment. All right. All right, guys. Take care of yourself and have a fantastic night. This is the part where you go. Cockbed, are you okay? Ah, God. Don't spoil finish for this country. Well, like, not to remain again. Cockbed. Go away. Go.